Borno State government is repositioning the state for advancement in the digital age, considering technological innovations in the world over. To achieve this feat, the Borno State Information Communication Development Agency was birthed to better equip the state with needed manpower to meet set objectives as the state moves towards e-governance as well as job creation by supporting Borno youths with soft skills to make them self-reliant. Interestingly, the digital revolution in post-insurgency Borno has started at the grassroots. Welcome to Panorama from NTA Meduri. I am Abubakar Musa. Justice Abdullahi Muhammad Liman of the Federal High Court in Kano has delivered a ruling in the case between Aminu Babadang Agundi and the Kano State government and other officials. The ruling has nullified all actions taken by the defendants prior to the court's ex parte order issued in May and ordered a return to the status quo. Elizabeth Yila Lamido will now tell us more.
Kano State House of Assembly, the Attorney General of Kano State, and the police, among others. The ruling effectively invalidates any steps taken by these parties concerning the matter before the court's judgment. Justice Abdullahi Muhammad Liman's ruling emphasized that this nullification does not affect the validity of the law passed by the Kano State House of Assembly that repeals the establishment of 5 emirates in the state.
This nullification was made based on disobedience of court order, that the government was in disobedience and all the steps it took after the repeal law is before this court, yet it has set it aside.
This court clearly stated in its ruling that he doesn't have the wherewithal, the jurisdiction and the power to declare a law that's passed legitimately by the State House of Assembly.
In a related development, the court addressed a motion filed by the First and Fourth Respondents' Council seeking a stay of proceedings on the grounds of jurisdiction. The motion has led to the transfer of the case to the Court of Appeal in Kano. Pending the outcome of the appeal, Justice Liman has transferred the continuation of the case to Justice Simon Amobeda of Court 3 at the Federal High Court in Kano. All parties await further development that will clarify the jurisdictional aspects and potentially reshape the proceedings, which holds significant implications for the governance and chieftaincy matters in Kano State. Elizabeth Villa, NTA.
The Court of Appeal Abuja Division has reserved judgment in the appeal filed by a former Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Martin Amawule, and 24 others against the Speaker, Victor Okojimbo, and 5 others. The appellate court reserved verdict in the matter after parties have adopted all their briefs in the matter. At the proceeding that was conducted virtually on Thursday, Amawule and others are asking the court to stay execution of a High Court verdict which saw them out of the office and further proceedings in the suit, and that whatever decisions Jumbo has taken while in office should be set aside. They are also asking for an accelerated hearing in the matter while contending that the order made by the trial court was without jurisdiction. The respondents prayed the court to dismiss the appeal for lacking in merit because the records of appeal transmitted were incompetent. After the submission of the counsel in the appeal, the 3-man panel led by Justice Jimmy Olukayode Bada reserved judgment to a later date. The appellate court had, in a ruling on June 14th, ordered that all parties in the suit maintain status quo and cease every form of hostilities until the matter is heard and decided. Now, Nigeria and South Africa have agreed to strengthen ties and engender better economic and bilateral relations between the two African giants. This was during a meeting between President Bola Tinubu and his South African counterpart Cyril Ramaphosa in Johannesburg. State House correspondent Musbau Danwahab reports that the host president met President Tinubu to personally appreciate his presence at the inauguration of the country's 7th administration. Let's now join Musbau for more.
Just a day after his swearing in for his second term in office, the newly inaugurated South African President Cyril Ramaphosa left his seat of power in Pretoria to visit President Bola Tinubu in Johannesburg. This was an ironic situation of the host president visiting his guest in his own country, and that underscores how important the visit of President Bola Tinubu is to the host president attending his inauguration for a second term in office. Now, after the exchange of pleasantries between the two leaders of the two giant African countries, they went into a closed door for close to an hour to talk on new areas of relations between the two countries. Their discussions focused on economic, bilateral and democratic collaborations between the two African giants, and of course how to provide the necessary leadership for the rest of the continent. Let's take a listen to the two leaders.
Forming a government of national unity to stabilize the polity, and that is coming at a very challenging time for the rest of us in Africa to really come up with collaborative economics that will help our downtrodden and vulnerable people.
But for me, what matters most is to be able to have very good economic links with Nigeria. The two countries, South Africa and Nigeria, are very important in our continent, and when the two countries work together, which we are, and we do things together, it benefits Africa. It is the two countries that are among the pillars of our continent. And I'm particularly pleased that we support each other internationally. Nigeria and South Africa are essentially joined at the hip, and we want to engender good economic and trade relations between our two countries to address the challenges that our two countries face. Thank you.
Now, going forward, it is expected that the two countries will work out the new areas of collaboration between the two countries and how to provide leadership for the rest of the continent. From Johannesburg, Musbau Nanwahab, NTA News.
Nigeria, National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, has lauded President Bola Tinubu's effort to reconstitute tertiary institutions' governing councils. A statement by the national president of the association described the development as a clear demonstration of the President Tinubu administration to reinvigorate the glory of Nigerian education. He also said the move will help in addressing a myriad of problems bedeviling the academic institutions, as well as improving the well-being of the academic system in Nigeria. While congratulating the new reconstituted governing council, the association urged them to run an open-door policy and engage students' organizations to fast-track successful implementation of the program to facilitate sustainable development in the sector. This is nationwide. I beg your pardon. This is Panorama on the Nigerian Television Authority. Let's take a break. More reports for you shortly.
The Council of Our Fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
To have you back on Panorama. Let's move on now. In line with Professor Babagana Umar Zulum's 25 years development plan and 10 years strategic framework of developing new Borno through promoting digital literacy, innovations and e-governance, Borno State Government established Borno State Information and Communication Technology Development Agency, BICDA, mandated with 21 different areas of development. Iyamaji takes a look at the tremendous achievements of the agency within a short period of its establishment.
Borno State Information and Communication Technology Development Agency BIDA was established to promote digital literacy as well as equip youth with soft digital skills for sustainable livelihoods. 21 ICT centers have been proposed to be established in 27 local government areas of the states. So far, 4 centers have been already built and inaugurated by the state governor, Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, in Damasak, Gubio and Magumeri, all fully equipped with modern computers and solar power facilities to ensure constant power supply, with tutors mobilized to all centers.
The local government areas don't have access to digital literacy, and that is why they decided to ensure that all these local governments have internet connectivity. In addition to the internet connectivity, there should be a computer center in all the local government headquarters.
Some speak on the impact of the digital literacy skills development.
This ICT center will go a long way in trying to ensure that the capacity of staff, youth, are being built in terms of the ICT.
Community and the society will benefit from what they learned.
This ICT wouldn't have been in place without the effort of the Executive Secretary of the Borno State Information and Communication, that's BIDA.
This initiative aims to encourage and motivate the young people to develop their digital skills and contribute to the progress of the state, demonstrating government's commitment to enhancing digital literacy and empowering citizens. In Meduri, Iyamaji, NTA News.
In recognition of the pivotal role information communication technology plays in all facets of human endeavor, post-insurgency Borno is catching up fast, leveraging on opportunities inherent in technology innovations towards effective public service delivery and job creation. With me in the studio to discuss the strides made by Borno State Government in harnessing the enormous potentials in ICT for socio-economic development is the Executive Secretary, Borno State Information Communication Technology Development Agency, BICDA, Muhammad Kabir Wanori. Sir, you're welcome to Panorama.
Thank you very much.
And compliments of the season to you.
Thank you very much. Same to you.
All right, BICDA has just been established by the Borno State Government and is at the forefront of the digital revolution taking place in Borno State.
That's right.
How far so far?
So far, so good. Immediately after the establishment of the agency 3 months ago, we are able to swing into action in commissioning about 4 of the 21 digital literacy centers built by Borno State Government under the leadership of Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, with a particular aim of educating digitally, most especially those out of school children, and then in a larger perspective, the entire Borno State citizen. So in each centers, we are targeting to digitally educate about 1,200 per year. So totaling to about in 27 local government, about 32,000 to be digitally literate in the next 1 year. So that is the target, and so far so good. We began with 4, and the 4 is going well, and very soon we will also commission the rest to follow suit.
All right, interesting, Executive Secretary. Now, for a state that has suffered decades of insurgency, what impact will ICT make in education and learning outcomes?
Most especially for the out-of-school children, those that are not opportune to go through primary education and secondary education, we will provide skill in the center for them. And for those that are informal but cut off due to insurgency, we'll provide, we've already so far provided broadband internet facility in each of the local government with content, educational content for them to, go on with their education via virtual, learnings, e-learning and distance learning. So far so good. Those in the remote area, as far as Damasak, are doing very well in this town.
Okay, sir. Now, let's look at economic empowerment and job creation.
Yes.
How is Big Data contributing to that?
Well, Big Data is all about, digital revolution. And, with the content food, internet content food in the local government, people are free to go for the e-economy. They can digitally now go with the economic viabilities, economic activities, education activities. Through this, we will do, and social media collaborations and what have you. Social media marketing is also, with the internet facilities there, they can go about it. This is the first step we've taken, and the next step is, for us to create, more jobs through drawing talents, getting talents from the remote areas, those that have the capacity of thinking deeply on emerging technologies will be brought on board. Then we also train them more and then expose them to outside market. Yes.
Okay, Executive Secretary, let's talk on this now.
Yeah.
Are there challenges hindering the adoption and expansion of ICT infrastructure in Borno State?
Definitely, in any situation, progressive situations, there is also some challenges. Most especially, the ICT contents and the facilities are delicate material and very expensive. So the need for protecting them is, it's a Herculean task, and it is a duty of all and sundry. The government has already provided, multi-million naira facilities in each local government. Protection is very, very important in terms of, theft and what have you. It's very important. So this is a very greater challenge. Without collaborating with the stakeholders there, big data achievement will not be possible. And then the issue of cybersecurity threat of the data content is also another thing. But the big data is also doing everything possible under the Department of Data Management Security, Cybersecurity, to protect, all those things.
All right, so I would like you to talk to us on this. What are your messages to the people of Borno with regards embracing these digital initiatives put in place by the state government?
Well, the message is very clear. The governor's intention is to see that every Borno State indigene are empowered through digital technology. And for them to reciprocate, then we must all put hands on deck, our hands on deck, most especially the stakeholders in the respective local government. We want them to take this facility as their brainchild, as their baby, and handle it with care, so that together we will progress and make Borno State great.
It's actually a pleasure discussing with you this afternoon on Panorama.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
We've actually been discussing with Mohammed Kabir Wanuri, the Executive Secretary, Borno State Information Communication Development Agency, BIGDA. Let's move on. Borno State government has received a draft of the State Climate Change Action Plan for onward study and effective policy formulation with a view to ensuring effective and efficient mechanism in tackling climate change and conserving the environment. This was at a stakeholders meeting held in Meduri. Tina Toro completes the story.
Commissioner of Environment Mohammed Ahmed Koi presented a draft of Borno State Climate Action Plan to the Secretary to the State Government, Bukar Tijani, for effective policy formulation and implementation that will bring forth positive outcomes in conserving the environment.
I want to ask you to make your contributions on how we can get our environment in Borno.
Stakeholders at the meeting presented papers on land degradation, courses and new strategies for Borno State, as well as strengthening communities' resilience to desertification and drought in semi-arid ecosystem.
To restore our land for the benefit of the present and our future generations. Nigeria is presently losing about 350 square kilometers of its landmass to desert encroachment.
We are reminded of our collective responsibility to nurture and protect the environment.
Other environmental actors underscored the need for such engagement on a regular basis and charged all to make it a collective responsibility to nurture and protect the environment. They challenged communities to initiate strategies of planting at least 1 million trees in a year. In Meduri, Tina Toro, NTA News.
Public Complaints Commission has called on pension stakeholders to improve their service delivery for pensioners in the state. The call was made by the Federal Commissioner, Public Complaints Commission, Yusuf Adamu, at a one-day stakeholders engagement held in Meduri. Ali Kambasaya completes the story.
The meeting was organized in order to discuss about the successes recorded by the Commission and to also look at possible ways through which pensioners can receive adequate service delivery.
Most of the problems we have is when somebody spends 35 years of service, you find it very difficult to assess his pension. So we want to collaborate with the pension managers so that we will have that working synergy and discuss issues and trash out so that we'll have common platform that people will understand the importance of pension reform in Nigeria and how for people to assess their pension.
Some of the complainants thanked the Public Complaints Commission for the assistance given to them in solving the challenges faced due to the inability to receive their pension in due time.
I met the Honorable Commissioner. I was warmly received. I was happy. He received me very well, treated me humanely, and he was so sympathetic to my case.
Private sectors in the country have also been urged to join the cycle of pension contributors in order to make life easier for their workers after retirement. In Meduri, Ali Kambasaya, NTA News.
Let's now join Olumide Eguntola for stories from the sporting world.
The Minister of Sports Development, John Eno, is tasking Nigeria's contingent to the African Athletics Championship in Douala, Cameroon, to clinch the first position at the Games. He joined other sports-loving Nigerians to charge the team to go for gold after the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, AFN, announced names of athletes for the championship. Toby Amushon, Favor Ofili, Chidi Okezi among top athletes on the list of Team Nigeria. In football-loving Nigerians will again enjoy the frills and thrills that often characterize semi-final matches of the President Federation Cup on Sunday. Informed Rivers Angels of Port Harcourt will confront Delta Queens in Oka, while exciting newcomers Remo Stars ladies will lock arms with Abuja Land ladies, Niger Rattles at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium in Enugu. Both matches will kick off at 4 p.m. And from African Football Ruling Body CAF, deliberations are on by executive members on how to give member nations soft landing as regards congested fixtures occasioned by the Women's Football event at the Paris 2024 Olympics and enlarged FIFA Club World Cup 2025. Morocco is hosting the African Cup of Nations 2025 and Women's African Cup of Nations 2024. From Euro 2024 competition, Friday fixtures show that Poland will trade tackles with Austria, while Netherlands and France will lock arms as reports indicate that Kylian Mbappe will be maxed after he sustained a nose injury. With sports update, Olumide Eguntola, NTA News.
That is how it has been on Panorama today from NTA Meduri Network Center. From myself and the whole team, do have a lovely weekend.